Hello, welcome to Scott's Odyssey. Decided to make a slightly different video than normal this time. There probably won't be a lot of history that I'll talk about. I want to call these new segments Along the Way. What you might not realize is when I go out to these particular sites, there are so many different little things I see along the way that I go, I gotta stop there and I gotta stop there. So this little segment, and there'll be more like this one, is called Along the Way. And it may have one or multiple little pieces of things I find along the way when I'm going out to a particular site. Matter of fact, I got one right above me here. It's a trestle that goes over the Juniata River, and I got to look up some history on it. I know what rail line it was on and why it was on there, but I don't know where this particular spur went, and found some interesting things on it. So let's take a look and see what happens. So we're along the 453 highway that goes into Tyrone off of the Water Street exit is this little tiny bridge. And let me give you a look at what this bridge is. This little tiny bridge, it's really epic awesome to walk across because you got 2-inch by 2-inch squares and you can see how far down the river is. It's not that far, it's probably only, I don't know, 30 feet or so. Really not that far, but what you always see from the road is this beauty. Look at that. In a little bit, I'm going to try and go up there, see how far I can go. The wood is looking really rotten, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do, and we'll see what history we can get on this particular site. But for years, I've been wanting to come visit this and go up on it. Lots of times when the water levels are high, there's kids on a rope swing. There must be a nice, really deep hole there. Let's see what we can find out. There's some interesting stuff right off the bat. Let's make sure lighting is correct. So we got a lot of steel. As we come along, we have a chute. I don't know if it would have been a grain chute or a coal chute. It's not big enough for a coal chute. That means that something used to come along. Let's see if we can't get this in focus and in picture. Here's the road. Someone would come along and it would park underneath this and stuff would dump into it, and then it would either continue on in that general direction or maybe back this way. Oh yeah, that wood's hurting. We'll see from the top in a moment. Let's take a look at it from below. And a little path coming through. Lots of trash. There's always trash in these locations. Somebody had made little signs. That's an interesting dirt mound. The canal did run along here. I don't think that's canal though. Not sure. I'd have to look for some stones. Now here's from the other side. You can see a little rope swing right here. The kids used to use, or use. Let's walk along, see what else we could find here. Aha, we got some other interesting things. You see that on the tree? A whole bunch of little wooden ladder slats. Go this way, and there's your rope hook. So there must have been another way to swing out here, unless they bring the rope from over there. Make sure I get that angle right, and they bring a wrap around so you can swing out into the deep hole. Here we got some concrete structures and stones. Nothing looking canal age. All right, there we go. That's pretty far up. That's about 4 stories, maybe 5. There's a little bridge that I was walking across earlier. So I came out to the Tyrone Historic Railroad Park, and they've got a really interesting little thing here. The museum itself is closed, so you're not going to get to see that. But I came over, and there's a wall. They built a wall. They built a big wall, and it's dedicated in honor and memory of railroad families and all others, past, present, who are part of Tyrone's heritage. It was dedicated back in June 21st of 2003. Let's take a look at the wall. One of my favorite things to see is when people do visits to certain sites. I've actually seen this several times. I've looked it up. I haven't seen anything on the internet saying that this is some kind of a thing. But as I came over and I was looking at this dedication rock, which on the other side dedicates to the Portage Railroad, I saw this guy right up here. Cute little thing. I always like when people do a painted rock, put it around. It's reminiscent of a changed up version of Henry David Thoreau's take something, leave something stone. It's pretty neat. Let's keep looking around. Little rail spur, active, based on the condition of the rails. Comes over this waterway. There's a ped bridge, but the pedestrian bridge is all locked up for whatever reason. Maybe it's in a bad condition, but I really doubt with those beams that it's in a bad condition. But that would take you to the park, back into Tyrone, without any adverse highway walking or street walking. There's Leslie. That's a really cute bridge though. I'm gonna have to look up the history on that one. That's, I guess, officially abandoned. There's another abandoned one. And this bridge goes over a street. Here's the other side of the pedestrian walk. I guess it's a little bit deleterious on the steps and such. I think they put the money in and rebuild that stuff. Little side street underpass. That's really cool. Let's see if we can't get over to that guy there. So I came along to the bridge. I can get onto it. I'd have to do a climb over a really tall fence. This is 8 feet. There's probably supposed to be a posted or no trespassing sign here. Let's see if we can't get a good picture of it. I'm not going to cross over because there's a reasonable expectation of privacy and no trespass, especially with a closed gate on the other side. So I'll heed that this time. So I'm coming down to the pedestrian bridge. Violators will be prosecuted. No trespassing. There's the little train bridge we were on. And you have this guy. And then over there, you have the other one that we couldn't get onto. Let's look more around the park. Also on the property, they got a couple of Conrail trails or train cars. Looking like a caboose. Maybe an eating car? Don't know. I'm not a train person. Of course, that's more of a caboose than what we traditionally want to see. That's what we see them as. Let's flip back over this way. Don't know. I know there's a lot of you out there that are really into the train stuff, and I respect you for that. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's just not my forte. But if you know what this car is, let me know. Leave a comment below. Tell me what the car is, what its purpose is. I'm assuming this one's a caboose. Maybe that's a more modern caboose, or an eating car, or a sleeping car. Just let me know. So I've driven past the American Eagle paper mill plant a lot of times. It's also in Tyrone. Just happens to be along the way. Something I always see along the river is they got a dam. Of course they have a dam. And apparently it's still heavily in use. Let's see if you can see the dam. There's a dam. But I decided to actually come down here and take a look at some stuff. And there's some really neat things. Don't know what they are, but we'll figure it out. So one of the things I found interesting was this big old pipe here with these smaller pipes that stick off of it. And this big old pipe actually tapers down to maintain pressure, equalize pressure along the whole way. And then you got these rods sticking off. And I don't know what they are, but I was looking at it. And that's definitely a nozzle. Some sort of spray nozzle. This pipe goes all the way along. There's another one on the other side that does the same thing. And if you happen to know what these pipes are, leave a comment below and tell me what they're doing. What's their purpose? They go really far back into the plant, but most of the manufacturing of the plant is over here, and these things go way that way. So I wonder what they do. They obviously spray water, or they spray something into the water. There's a lot of old stuff on the other side. Let me recapture this. Some of the older pipes that came in, and we're grabbing filtering. That looks like a letback station. Stuff coming back into the river from the plant. This one's missing a nozzle. Yeah, it looks like where the water's coming back in. Not a whole lot else there. I have a couple of phone calls out to the plant because the plant's been here for a really, really long time. Just trying to see if I can't get a little tour, maybe get a little bit of history on it aside from what gets pulled from the internet and such. Let them tell their own story. I haven't gotten a response back. So if you work for the plant, give me a call, send me an email. You'll see me around. I'm the guy with the hat. So I hope you enjoyed this new segment, again, called Along the Way, because it's things I saw along the way. You get it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please remember to click like and subscribe to this channel to see more of this stuff, and let me know in the comments below what you think of this new segment, if I should do more of them, because there's a lot of stuff I see along the way. And well, I'll see you on the next side stop.